Hello, my name is Sheila Hill, and I'm an intuitive life coach and a spiritual guide. I'm bringing a really important message to anyone that I can reach, my Facebook community, my clients, friends, family, and fellow humanity, that if you're wondering as you watch all of the chaos and confusion playing out in the third dimensional reality right now, what you can do, who you can be, how you can serve, what needs to be done, so to speak, the most potent action is that of no action or reaction at all right now. Neutralize the polarity by not getting involved in it. So, I'm doing this video to bring a little bit of clarity around that message because I know even that message can feel triggering to those that are sitting back going, wow, I can't believe that this is happening in our reality in the year 2020 and that people are so angry at one another and there are so many different beliefs and distortions being flown around and arguments and cognitive dissonance. How can you possibly ask me to sit here and do nothing and say nothing? So let me offer first a higher perspective. Planet Earth, Mother Gaia, is a living consciousness who in concert and collaboration with humanity allows us to live on her, from her, to experience that which our soul came to experience. She's not just a rock flying around in space. So she is completing a 26,000 year cycle, of which within that 26,000 year cycle, 7,000 roughly, of which has been from a third dimensional perspective, and everything is multidimensional, of course, has been sort of under the rule of some nefarious beings. So, that being the case, her soul mission as a consciousness and all that choose to live on her and from her are plotted, for lack of a better word, into a timeline that means that the ascension will happen. We are ascending into a fifth dimensional reality. Now, what does fifth dimensional reality look like? It's over time going to look like one global community. It is going to look like unity consciousness, oneness, full acceptance and love and unconditional love for all and whatever free will choices that they choose to make through the lens of love, unity, and oneness. It's going to probably look like there will be no economic system at some point down the line once we've kind of got the beginning stages of 5D figured out as a collective humanity. There won't be sickness and disease. There are so many energetic modalities and ways of being when you're living in the higher vibrational consciousness that we at this current time can't even begin to imagine, digest, or conjure up on our own. So allow me to impress upon you that it is a given that in your lifetime, not some future airy-fairy date, that in your lifetime, this fifth dimensional reality will become a part of our physicalized experience. And it's not going to have to take long, but it could. So all roads lead to 5D. Every road does. Every timeline does. The ascension is happening no matter what. That I need you to understand. Because what we're going through right now with the Black Lives Matter movement and masks and no masks and COVID and whether you love Trump or hate Trump and all of the other truths and conspiracy theories that just might be true are all really in people's face right now. And it's very agitating and creating a lot of separation and duality. And what that is it is a nefarious energetic. It is that is being played out right now in the collective in order to keep people in separation, us humanity, to keep humans in separation and angry and hating and fighting on one another. But it's also coming to the surface so loudly because it's an energy that needs to be processed by those of us that are here. Now, are we being supported by light beings? Absolutely we are. God Source Universe, the Galactic Federation of Light, many, many other fleets of ships and collectives and consciousnesses and intergalactic beings. We are planet Earth, and what's going on right now is the star of the entire universe. It is quite the show. So we are being supported, but we have free will, and we need to show the universe that we can do this. We aren't going to be rescued. There's one scenario where we would be rescued, and that's only if permanent damage would be done to Mother Gaia herself. But we as a collective, through our own free will, through our own self-love and therefore love for others, our own ability to connect into the concept and the energetic frequency of oneness and unity, we have to do this ourselves. So right now, while things are very loud, and albeit through some lenses very fearful, all that I ask that you do is to step back and allow the energy, allow the players that are in place in order to facilitate this timeline for us, the leaders of these timelines, to do their job. Those that you view or perceive as not being awakened or in the know are on their own divine timeline and trajectory by their soul's design to wake up when they are meant to wake up. Not everyone who is here right now signed up to be a part of this ascension process into the fifth dimension, and that needs to be honored as well. And they will have their opt-out through various means and ways, and some of them might be COVID. But we have to respect that from a higher place. If you were meant to be a significant player, and not that the play that you're playing isn't significant, I'm going to get to that, but if you were meant to be a third dimensional significant player in this, you would know and you'd be doing it. You'd be in your role. And you would be supported and you would feel aligned, and every single minute would not feel so crunchy. What we are doing as a collective, those of us that aren't in what would be perceived as a significant role, is we are alchemizing energetically through our awakened frequency within our heart all of the density that is playing out in the collective. Our role, albeit is not physicalized, it's not something you can see, is extremely significant and important. We are alchemizing all of this density as it comes up. When you scroll through Facebook or Instagram or watch a Twitter video or a YouTube video, or you go on Twitter and you can see all of this hate and anger and frustration and confusion and chaos, that is evidence to you of what we're doing. We are alchemizing this through our light and our ability to hold some version of a higher knowing that this isn't it. We're going through the tunnel right now. We're going through the tunnel of darkness so that we can come out on the light as a humanity. Think of yourself as though you were in an argument. Say you were having an argument with your significant other, your partner, your teenage kid, a friend, a family member. And what if at any point in that argument, you just looked at that person in the eyes and you said, okay, and you walked away? The energy of that argument would no longer be getting fed with more fear, more arguing, more density, more right, more wrong, more I need to prove myself, you need to prove yourself. That whole dance would completely dissipate by just saying, okay, and walking away. And that is what neutralizing polarity looks like. If you are in a conversation with someone, whether it be on social media or in physical real life, and there feels like there's a back and forth about to happen, detach your energy from that frequency. That's how you alchemize. Completely detach yourself from that frequency. A person standing alone in a room by themselves that wants to argue about something doesn't have far to go. They can't argue by themselves. So think of it from that perspective. If you, whoever you are watching this video, were truly meant to be the catalyst of awakening for someone, the bringer of truth to someone, it is going to happen, and it will be an undeniable event that happens through energy and frequency, and you'll either know totally about it or you won't even know about it, but the event itself will have happened. Going on social media and going to family reunions and events and talking at work and just spewing all of this truth that, albeit is rooted in light, is only agitating people more and putting them deeper asleep and pushing them deeper into the polarity of needing to be right or wrong. So, what if half of humanity that knows and can hold some level of understanding of what's really going on right now all just took their hands off and stepped back? What if we all just went, okay? Not in defeat, not in ignorance, not in surrender, so to speak, although it is a level of divine surrender. But what if we just disconnected our energetics, our frequency, our template, our participation in all of this chaos and crazy, and allowed the process that is way bigger than anyone's mind can actually hold to play out? I said at the beginning of this video that all roads, all timelines lead to the ascension. How we get there as a humanity is up to us. And if you want it to be a direct, straight road, the quicker, the sooner, the better, the better possible, then back off. Stay in your own divine truth. Don't argue, don't engage in any of this nonsense that's going on right now. That's the quickest way to the light, so to speak. That's the direct light, the direct route through the tunnel. We as a humanity are constantly creating and collapsing new timelines, almost on the minute, maybe nanosecond. And right now, it just looks like a bowl of spaghetti. All of the possible timelines that are getting activated and collapsed and activated and collapsed. Like, we have to work through everything that we create so that we can get to the other side of the tunnel. So just back off. Stay in your light. Replace every story of fear that you have in your mind with faith and deep inner knowing that it is a foregone conclusion in your lifetime. And possibly as soon as 2021, that incredible shifts will begin to be seen here in the physical on Earth. Don't fight with your brothers and sisters. They're holding on to a narrative that makes them feel safe in a world that really doesn't feel safe right now. Let go of the reins, back out of the ring, and just say, okay. That is the most energetically potent contribution that you can make to society right now. I hope that this helps. I hope that this perspective gives you something to ponder. I hope that it finds you well, and I love you all. Bye for now.